Please, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Yes Network, the home of champions.
Hello and welcome to Yankee Classics. I'm John Sterling. Ron Guidry did not exactly get off to a great start in pinstripes. In fact, he was hit so hard that one spring training, manager Billy Martin came to the mound and said to him, "Look, if there's anyone in this league you can get out, let me know and I'll let you pitch to him." But Guidry persevered through 4 years in the minors and finally established himself as a consistent Yankee starter in 1977 when he compiled a 16-7 record. In 1978, Guidry would show that he really belonged. He was a star. By mid-June, Guidry was 10-0 with an ERA of 1.57. Still, it wasn't until a June 17th evening at Yankee Stadium against the California Angels that people started to see just how good Guidry really was. With a Cajun Spice fastball and dazzling slider, Guidry established a new Yankee record for strikeouts in a game. Let's go back to June 17th, 1978.
And we're set for baseball here at Yankee Stadium. Bobby Grich will step in to lead things off for California. Grich was 3 for 5 last night. He's a right-hand hitter. 6 doubles, 1 triple, 3 home runs, 16 runs batted in, and a .236 batting average. Guidry winds, and here we go. He sends a fastball high and inside. Ball 1 in this game is underway. Good crowd here at the stadium tonight, and they're going to be behind Guidry on every pitch that he throws. The windup by the left-hander. His pitch, fastball, is low. Had the plate downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Roy White in left field, Gary Thomason in center, Reggie Jackson in right. They play the right-hand hitting Grich straight away. So does the infield. 2-0 deal. He swings and fouls it back. Greg Nettles at third, Fred Stanley at shortstop, Brian Doyle at second, Chris Chambliss at first, Thurman Munson catching. The on-deck hitter, Rick Miller. Grich, right-hand batter with a count of 2-1 now. And the pitch on the way. High, ball 3, and it's 3-1. The Red Sox winning today 5-4. They have lost only 4 games all year at Fenway Park. Well, the Yankees need this one. 3-1 pitch. Grich swings and misses on high heat. 3-2. What breeze there is tonight is blowing toward left field. Could possibly be a slight factor in the game. Not that much wind, though. The payoff pitch. Line to left field. That's going to be in for the base hit. Grich will try for 2 as Roy White runs the ball down in the corner. Grich will be in standing at second base with a double. Bobby Grich collects his 7th 2-base hit of the year.
Frank, the Yankees just announced that they signed their 10th round draft pick in the June free agent draft. His name is Daniel Richard LeDuc, right-handed pitcher, 20 years old, from Florida International University, and he resides in Albany, New York.
The batter, Rick Miller, up there to butt and butts down the third base line, foul. Miller is an excellent butter. We saw him lay down 2 sacrifice bunts last night. Here's a kid, Fran Healy, Rick Miller, a good outfielder. He has good speed, not much power, and he is, I guess, destined to be the 4th outfielder no matter where he goes.
Well, it looks that way, Frank. He was unhappy last year in Boston being the 4th outfielder, and again he finds himself in that position with the Angels.
He is starting tonight's ball game. He started last night, but he is not one of the regular members of the California outfield. Miller has sacrificed 4 times this year. And the pitch to him, he squares, bunts it foul over the third base dugout. And caught and dropped and caught again by a youngster down there with a Yankee cap on. What a happy young man he is.
Frank, this strategy Jim Fregosi, the manager of the Angels, is using is rather unique because most players complain when they have to bunt a man over in the first inning, but I guess Fregosi's just going to disregard the complaints and play sound, fundamental baseball.
Well, he's got to do something to get this club on the move. They have been hungry for a divisional title in Anaheim for a long time. Let's see if he does get the runner over now. He squares the bunt on 2 strikes, takes low. A ball and 2 strikes. Once we see a batter up there in this situation, squaring off a zip to bunt, there are 2 things to remember. He may be under orders or he may be on his own. He may be up there on his own just to get the runner over if he feels he can bunt the ball, but that is very unusual.
It really is, Frank. And, of course, Miller can put the ball in play. He's a contact hitter, so it's unusual that he would be bunting right now.
All right, he's going to swing away now and strikes out. He foul-tipped it in Munson's mitt. So Guidry picks up his first strikeout of this ball game. Rich at second, 1 down. The batter will be Dave Chalk. One of the great mysteries to the fan is the sign system in baseball. You see a player up there miss a sign. You never know whether it's the hitter that misses it, the base runner that misses it. You always presume the hitter. Dave Chalk bats, right-hand hitter, chokes way up and takes low.
Frank, and there's also times when the third base coach misses the sign from the manager or misinterprets the sign.
Aye, that's something we didn't think about. 1-0 delivery. A strike call at the knees, 1-1. That would have to call for a little meeting. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on and 1 gone. Guidry offers, pitches hit right back to Guidry, knocks it down, chases off the first base side of the mound, throws to Chambliss, he's out. Line drive, shoot top high. Guidry got leather on it, could not hold the ball, knocked it down. The ball rolled off the first base side of the mound. Guidry retrieved, did not panic, and threw to Chambliss to get Chalk. Grich on the play went to third. So the way Guidry helps himself so much, Fran Healy, is a good fielder out there, very quick.
Very important, especially for our young listeners who are pitchers. You're also an infielder. When you throw the ball, you have to be ready to field the ball. And, of course, even on the major league level, there's a lot of guys that take that for granted. They expect the infielders to field their position for them.
I know some pitchers that should just let the infielders do that. No, you've got a position out there. Here's Rudy. Swings and fouls one at Munson's feet. We were joking down in the Yankee clubhouse last night. No name shall be mentioned. But a pitcher's name came up with regard to fielding. And the consensus is that once he pitches the ball to home plate, he might as well just lie down and get out of everybody's way. No balls in the strike on Rudy. Right-hand batter hitting 196. 1 for 3 last night. And the pitch is low. Over the plate but downstairs. It's 1-1. Robin Roberts used to say down in Baltimore when he had that Golden Glove infield behind him, he said, my only hope is I don't mess one of those guys up. He had Brooks Robinson, Louis Aparicio on the left side. 1-1 pitch coming. Swing and a miss. Jerry Adair at second base. Boog Powell at first. A 1-2 pitch. He struck him out. Strike 3 is called. And Guidry gets out of the jam. No runs are hit. The runners stranded at third at the end of 1/2. It's California nothing, and the Yankees are coming to bat. Roy White will lead off for the Yankees. Roy is hitting .239. He went 1 for 4 last night. 4 doubles, no triples, 4 home runs, 13 runs batted in. He'll be followed by Thurman Munson and then Gary Thomason. The pitch, foul back off the screen. In National League games that are complete, the Mets held on for a 5-4 win over the Giants in San Francisco. Pat Zachary got the win, Dale Murray got the save, and Bob Nepper was the loser. 0-1 pitch in the dirt. Zachary is now 8-2. Dale Murray got his 4th save, and Bob Nepper is now 8-4. Cincinnati shaded St. Louis 6-5. That's a final. Pedro Boban got the win. Atlanta leads Pittsburgh 2-0 at the end of 1 in a night game on a home run by Jeff Burroughs. White lines one, left center field. That's going to be in for the base hit. The ball is run down by the center fielder, Miller, and White, a big turn, goes back into first base. So the Yankees get the leadoff man on as Roy White delivers to left center field. Roy White now is hitting 6 of his last 7 games, 9 for 23. Thurman Munson is the batter. Munson went 0 for 3 last night. He is batting .276 on the year with 12 doubles, 1 triple, 3 home runs, and 29 runs batted in. Gary Thomason is on deck. Paul Huxell delivers. Munson bounces one through the right side. Base hit into right field. Roy White will try for third. Maybe a play. Strong throw to third base. He's safe. Munson holding at first, and the Yankees have runners on the corners. Merv Redmond made a strong throw to third base, but Roy White sliding was in there ahead of it. That's what you like to see Munson do, Fran Healy. Go with that pitch and take it to right field. That's when he's a much better hitter.
That's right, Frank. When Thurman hit 300 the past 3 seasons, this is what he did so well. Hit the ball the other way. Roy White hit the pitch off of Hartzell the other way. Hartzell's a sinker ball pitcher, a tough guy to hit home runs off of. In fact, he's given up only 4 home runs this year in 44 and 2/3 innings. So it's an indication that he does throw that hard sinker. In order to hit the sinker ball pitcher, hit the ball the other way.
All right, we'll see what Gary Thomason does now in his second time at bat as a Yankee. He pinched hit a single last night. Left-hand hitter takes high. Ball 1. Thomason is batting .206 for the year. For the Oakland A's, he had 5 doubles, 1 triple, 5 home runs, and 16 RBIs. The pitch to him. Swung out in line to left field. Base hit. Here comes White in to score. Munson will stop at second. And Thomason comes through the line, shot to left.
Once again, Frank Thomason hitting that sinker ball the other way, hitting it hard on the line. Here comes Jim Fregosi, and I'm sure he's apprehensive about Hartzell starting here tonight because Hartzell is primarily a relief pitcher.
All right, Fregosi is out there. He has nobody throwing in his bullpen. The California Angels just a little bit pitching shy right now with Nolan Ryan laid up. Fregosi has a quick word with Hartzell and comes back. Reggie Jackson will step in with runners at first and second, nobody out. Reggie was 4 for 4 last night. He has reached base 12 consecutive times with base hits or walks. He is batting .278, leads the Yankees in RBIs with 37, 10 home runs, 3 triples, and 4 doubles. They shade him to the right side. They do not overshift, they just shade toward the right side. Right-hander Hartzell's pitch. Jackson takes high, ball 1. Chris Chambliss is on deck. The Yankees are leading 1-0. Fans ride with every pitch, and a good crowd it is. The 1-0 delivery is outside. Oh, it is not. It's a strike, a delayed call by Ted Henry. So we'll slow down the pace and wait for Mr. Henry. Munson leads away at second. Thomason at first. 1-1 pitch. That is a ball. It's low. 2 balls and a strike. Whoa. 2-1, the count to Reggie. The look back at second. Here's the pitch. It's high, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hartzell takes a look down to Downing for his sign. Short stretch, 3-1 pitch. Reggie takes a strike, and it's 3-2. Be a tough time to gamble with your men going. Jackson, despite the fact he's been on base 12 straight times, will strike out. Jackson fouls one right back below us. Ball looks mighty big coming back this way. That didn't come that close, but that ball grew about 10 times in size. 3-2 on Reggie. Now he wants time, and time is granted. Hartzell throws anyway. Munson leads at second. Thomason off first. Now the stretch by Hartzell. 3-2 to Jackson. Struck him out swinging. Jackson swung and missed one. Looked to be a high fastball, and there's one away. So Jackson's string is ended at 12 consecutive times on base.
Frank, that was interesting. Hartzell threw the first 2 strikes to Jackson as breaking balls. And then when Jackson called timeout and stepped out of the box, Hartzell completed that toss, and that was a breaking ball. He steps back in, and Hartzell threw the fastball by him for strike 3.
All right, now Chris Chambliss will try to pick up a run or 2, and he takes a ball outside. Chambliss is batting .291. 8 doubles, 1 triple, 5 home runs, and 35 runs batted in. Greg Nuttles on deck. The pitch on the way. Over the outside corner, a strike, and it's 1-1. Well, Ron Guidry was in a jam in the top half of the inning, and with his strikeout pitch, got out of it. He struck out Miller and Rudy. 1-1 delivery. Inside to Chris. 2 balls and 1 strike. The Yankees lead 1-0. Chris Chambliss has hit in 3 straight games. Last night he was 1 for 5. 2-1 deal. Hit high in the air to right field. Fairly deep, but the right fielder will have room. Rettenman gets under it. Munson tags up. Rettenman makes the catch, and Munson will go to third. Thomason stays at first base, and the Yankees have runners on the corners with 2 out. Greg Nuttles now, the Yankee third baseman. Greg is hitting .241, took the color last night. He leads the Yankees in home runs with 12. He has 29 runs batted in. Add 9 doubles to his extra base hits. The Yankees lead 1-0 as Hartzell tries to pitch out of his first inning jam. To set the pitch to Greg. Up high for a ball. Nuttles steps out. They shade around to the right side on Nuttles with the center fielder Miller over toward the gap. The right fielder Rettenman straight away. They close up the alley in right center. The pitch up high again. 2 balls and no strikes. Crowd somewhere in the neighborhood of 30,000 on hand for the ball game here tonight. And folks are still coming in. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. When Hartzell is at his best, the ball is usually hit on the ground. As Fran told you, sinker ball, slider ball pitcher. Could get in trouble if he pitches up high. 2-1 deal. It is popped up on the left side. The third baseman out of the shortstop. Who's it going to be? The third baseman, Jackson, makes the catch. And the Yankees come out of the inning with 1 run on 3 hits and 2 men left. At the end of 1, it's New York 1 and California nothing. Don Baylor, the left fielder, leads off the second. Baylor, strong right-hand batter, has 16 home runs, 41 runs batted in, a batting average of .247. Baylor homered last night in the ball game with 2 men on base. The pitch to him. High from Guidry. Guidry has allowed only 2 home runs this year in 104 innings pitched. The best earned run average of any starter in the American League, 1.57. Left-hander cranks and uppers, high and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Just a quick reminder, tomorrow's game here at the stadium is a complete sellout. We urge you not to come unless you have tickets in your possession. The 2-0 pitch. Has the plate low, ball 3. There are no tickets available at all for tomorrow's ball game between the Yankees and the Angels. Every ticket has been sold. There will be none on sale at all tomorrow. The 3-0 pitch from Guidry. Baylor takes a strike. It's 3-1. The on-deck hitter is Ron Jackson. 3-1 to Baylor. He walked him down low. It's ball 4. So Guidry gives up his first walk, and the Angels have their second base runner. That is only the 31st man Guidry has walked in 104 innings this year. He has struck out 88. Ron Jackson, the batter. Jackson, a right-hand hitter. The Angels' leading hitter for average, batting .331.
Frank, although Baylor has only 6 stolen bases, he's a definite threat to run.
Swing and a foul. Pulled past the third base coach, John McNamara. Well, Chambliss will hold Baylor on down there at first base. Baylor a big man, but he does, as Fran told you, have excellent speed. We'll watch him. The pitch is taken for a strike, and it's 0-2 on Jackson. Baylor last year stole 62 bases. No, I take that back. He stole 26 last year, 52 the year before. Jackson, it's a fly ball, straightaway center. Thomason just a couple of steps, makes the catch. Fran Haley, you have to marvel at the way the Yankees set their defense in the outfield. Of course, once in a while, a ball will get through in the gap, but it's amazing how many catchers are made with the outfielders not even moving for them.
Of course, very important statistics kept by the scouts and by other pitchers. They put them in a file. They use that file to defense the opposing ball club, and they use the walkie-talkie to move the outfielders around.
Merv Redmond, the batter. Throw to first base drives Baylor back. Baylor's biggest year for stolen bases was 76 when he stole 52. Some talk at one time that the Mets might have been interested in Don Baylor. He thought so, but no deal was made. The pitch up high.
And a lot of people mentioned that Baylor had an off year last season. Of course, he had about 25 home runs and 70-something RBIs. It was really not that bad a season.
I'd take 25 homers, 75 RBIs.
Take that for a career.
Yes. This day and time make you millionaire. Baylor is. 1-0 pitch. Baylor goes. It's taken low. Munson can't get a grip on it. It's a stolen base. No throw made.
Frank, it looked like a slider Guidry threw to Redmond. Of course, at times that ball will break so much that it will get caught in a webbing of the catcher's glove. He cannot take the ball out quick enough to get rid of it. And once you double pump, forget it with a guy like Baylor stealing the base.
And I always think it's best, if you can't get a grip on that ball, just hold on to it. Give him the one base, don't give him the extra one.
That's right.
All right, there's one out with the tying run in scoring position. Baylor at second. 2 balls and no strikes. The count on Redmond. 281 hitter is Redmond. The pitch. He takes, and nope, the check swing fouled it. He brought the bat halfway, stopped his swing, but the ball ticked the bat and fouled down between Munson's legs. 2 balls and a strike. Brian Downing, the catcher, is on deck. They really squeeze up the middle on the infield against Redmond. The outfield is spread out, and the pitch. Slap foul down toward the right field corner. That will make the seats in foul ground. Interesting. I've never seen this young man play that much, but watch Gary Thomason out there in center field. He takes a sideways stance facing the right fielder, Reggie Jackson. Most outfielders will take a stance straight in toward the infield. Just a moment ago, he had that sideways stance. Now he is facing straight in. Now he goes sideways again. Here's the pitch, and it's bounced to third, foul ball.
Frank, the reason for that is Thomason might find it easier to go to his left than his right. So he gives a little bit to the left side.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Redmond. 1 out. The Yankees lead 1-0. Baylor's down at second base. Draws a look from Guidry. And the 2-2 pitch. Just a bit low. Had the fastball over the plate, but low. 3-2.
And Thomason has only, it's been a year since he played center field. I'm sure he's not very comfortable out there right now.
He has played a tough center field at Candlestick. 3-2 delivery. Popped up in a shallow center. Here comes Thomason. There goes Doyle. It's Thomason under it. He makes the catch. There are 2 down. Now, Fran Haley, you've caught for the Giants, and you know how tough it is to play the outfield. Play anywhere at Candlestick. The way that wind swirls around, you got dust in your eyes the entire ball game. We'll take 5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Radio Network. We got a moment here as Guidry is looking out, getting Roy White set in left field.
Frank, Candlestick is a difficult ballpark to play that wind in, and if you can play the outfield in Candlestick Park, you can play the outfield in any ballpark.
All right, the batter will be Brian Downing, 220 hitter, right-hand batter. The pitch to him, strike, let her high in the outside corner. Downing was 1 for 4 last night. He has 3 doubles, 2 homers, 9 RBIs for the year. Guidry checks Baylor. 0-1 pitch. High. 1 ball and 1 strike. These clubs meet again tomorrow, but if you don't have tickets, we advise you not to come out because everything is sold. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Downing. Strike 2. Now listen to the fans. Fans will get right into it now as Guidry is ready. He's got 2 strikes on Downing. The fans want the strikeouts. Guidry has struck out 2, walked 1 so far. Listen to him. Here it is. High and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Be a lot of fans downstairs be helping Mr. Ted Hendry umpire this ball game tonight, too. Listen to him. Ride with Guidry. 2-2 pitch. Foul back upstairs. Sometimes Guidry in a ball game will get swifter, or so it appears, as the game moves along. Ronnie has stepped off, does his little bit of meditation. Only takes a moment, unlike Roboski, who takes minutes out there. Guidry, just for a second, will step off. Gets his concentration, has his sign. 2-2 pitch. Hit on the ground, foul outside of third. We tell you again, in case you had not heard, Boston defeated Seattle 5-4 this afternoon. Dwight Evans hit his 15th home run of the year. The Red Sox at the moment are 7.5 games ahead of the Yankees. 2-2 pitch will be coming. And he struck him out. Third strikeout for Guidry. The Yankees 1 and the Angels nothing. The Yankees are leading 1-0 as we go to the bottom half of the second, and Jim Spencer will step in against Paul Hartzell. Spencer batting .258, 8 doubles, 1 triple, 7 home runs, and 20 runs batted in. Strong left-hand pull hitter. They play him to the right side. Hartzell's pitch. Strike over the outside corner. Hartzell started that one way away, and it tailed in. Caught the outside corner on Spencer. Checking Don Baylor in left field for the Angels. He takes that sideways stance. The 0-1 pitch. Down low. Infield back with the second baseman Grich at the edge of the grass. 1-1 pitch. Fastball low and inside. 2 balls and a strike. Hartzell has pitched with good control this year. In 46 innings, he has struck out 25 men and walked only 6. 2-1 deal. Bouncing ball up the middle to his right. Grich backhand pickup, throws to first base. He's out. Great play by Grich. An outstanding play again by Bobby Grich.
Frank, Grich is the reason the Angels traded Jerry Remy to the Boston Red Sox for Don Assay. They felt Grich was not comfortable at shortstop and would have a problem playing shortstop with the bad back. He was more comfortable at second base, and this is the reason they made the deal.
All right, Fred Stanley up with 1 out. And the pitch to Stanley. Slider breaks over the outside corner. Strike 1. Chicken is batting .375. He looks at the ball this time to even it up. Fred Stanley is hitting 3 straight games, going 5 for 9. Pops this one up foul outside of third. Let's see if Jackson has a play over to the seats. Can't reach it. Third base umpire Bill Conkle did a good job on that one. He was over there leaning in, just as was Jackson. See whether the ball could be caught or not, and it could not. 1-2 count. Stanley has hit safely in 6 of the 7 games he has started for the Yankees this year. He bounces this one high, chopper off the third base side of the mound. They'll let it go, and it goes foul.
Frank, an American League score after 2 innings of play. It's Baltimore 3, Oakland 1. And young Mike Morgan, the 18-year-old high school pitcher, pitching again tonight for Oakland.
He's going to wonder if there's any other team in the league beside Baltimore. That was his first start, was against Baltimore last Sunday out in Oakland. Now he's starting down there in Baltimore against him. He's not facing Palmer, though, tonight, is he? Or is he?
No, Mike Flanagan.
Aye.
Just as tough.
Oh, Flanagan's pitched well. 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground toward the second baseman. Grich is up with this one and throws to first in time. 2 away. And everybody talks about pitching, and it's such a big part of the ball game. If anything is going to keep the Orioles in contention this year, would have to be their pitching.
Without a doubt, their pitching and their defense.
Earl Weaver feels he has the best starting pitching staff in the American League, and he may be right. He's got some strong arms, anchored, of course, by Jim Palmer. Brian Doyle up, left-hand hitter, and he ducks away from a high inside pitch. Doyle was telling me before the game he's just found it hard to get his concentration at the plate since coming up from Tacoma. He takes ball 2 low and away. Doyle had his hitting groove down on the Coast League. He bounces this one right at the plate. Foul ball. It was grabbed quickly by Downing. It threw to first, but it's foul.
Frank, most young players, when they get up to the major league level, they have to get over a period of fright. They're intimidated by major league pitching, and they don't realize it's the same pitching they've seen for years, even in the minor league level.
Doyle just, he told me that he just can't adjust to the crowds here. All the excitement, the noise. I told him he just have to close his mind to it. Take a swing and get a base hit. That's what he does out into right field. Base hit for Doyle, his first in the major leagues. And the Yankee dugout wants the baseball, and Kunkel will advise his first base counterpart, Terry Cooney, to get the ball and toss it into the Yankee dugout. Paul Blair grabs it to save it for Brian Doyle. So Doyle has the Yankees' 4th hit of the game, his first in the major leagues. And Roy White, the batter. And with no cheap hit, a line shot to right for Doyle. Clothesliner, rope, icicle. Roy takes a pitch outside, ball 1. Doyle walks off his lead at first, and the pitch to Roy is taken for a strike this time, 1-1. The Yankees lead 1-0. Doyle at first, 2 out. Rudy holding Doyle out, and the pitch to Roy is fouled toward the seats on the third base side, hits the auxiliary scoreboard, bounces down into the crowd. Every time I look down at the crowd, I see more seats occupied. A lot of folks coming in late. Ball and 2 strikes to count. The set, the pitch. Pop foul. That'll be out of play over the third base dugout. Last night, 35,968 for the ball game. Tonight's crowd is going to be, I believe, every bit that big. But tomorrow, if you don't have tickets, forget it. Every seat in the house has been sold. There will be no tickets on sale at the stadium tomorrow. So if you don't have tickets, we just advise you to listen on the radio or watch the game on TV. And that's probably the first time since I've been broadcasting baseball I have been telling people not to come out unless they have tickets. Absolute sellout. 1-2 pitch to Roy, hit on the ground right side, and Grich knocks it down, picks it up, throws. He's out in a close play. The Yankees are retired at the end of 2. It's New York 1 and California 0.
You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Ike Hampton leads off the third for California, takes a breaking ball for a strike. Jerry Nairn, my man out there, hit another one, huh? Number 4.
Number 4.
All right. Guidry offers, Foul at the plate. Rolls back to the left side.
Also batting well over 300.
Not bad. I think he's going to be a good one. He's going to be like you. Big guy. He'll hit more than you will. Or did. Won't run the bases quite as well. May not have quite the savvy that you had, Mr. Healy. Pitches outside.
All he has to do is show up and he'll be a better player.
No, I'm not saying that, but he's going to hit. He's going to be a good hitter in the major leagues. Remember that name, Jerry Nairn. 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. Strike 3 swinging. 4th strikeout for Guidry. He gets Hampton. Now the top of the order, Bobby Grich. The Yankees lead 1-0. You know, I was talking to Brian Doyle, Fran, before the game. This is the 3rd year that Brian has played in AAA ball. And he said in the 3 years he has never seen so much talent on one ball club in AAA as the Yankees have at Tacoma.
First place ball club.
Bobby Grich, the batter, and he swings and misses on the fastball. Strike 1.
Of course, they were in Syracuse for a few years and now moved out to Tacoma.
0-1 delivery. Swing and a foul off Munson. Strike 2.
And now 20 seconds for our local stations to identify themselves.
Grich and the pitch. High. Ball 2. After getting 2 strikes on him, Guidry has missed with 2 high pitches. The on-deck batter is Rick Miller. 1 out. 3rd inning. The pitch. Foul back. Grich was fooled that time. Had a weak swing. Just got enough to foul it back. And the 2-2 pitch again. Struck him out. Swing and a miss. That's 5 for Guidry. 3 in a row. The most man Guidry has ever struck out in one ball game in the major leagues is 11. He has struck out 5 so far, and we're just in the 3rd inning. Got 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, and so far 2 here in the 3rd. Rick Miller steps in. It's a ground ball, base hit up the middle. Right back up the middle, past second base. And Miller is on with the 2nd hit for California.
Frank, I'm sure one of the reasons in the 1st inning Fergosi had Miller bunting was because of Guidry, a hard-throwing left-hander. But now Miller steps up in the 3rd inning and hits a hard shot into center field. I'm sure Fergosi's wondering about that 1st inning now.
Miller's out there thinking to himself, take that, take that. Right-hand hitting Dave Chalk loops one into right center. That's going to be in for the base hit, and Miller is on his way to 3rd. Jackson throws into 2nd base, and there are runners on the corners. Chalk, with that choked up swing of his, just looped the ball into shallow right center. Reggie had to play it on the bounce. So the Angels have runners at 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. Their 3rd hit off Guidry. The Yankees lead 1-0, and Joe Rudy will be the batter. Rudy looked at a 3rd strike in the 1st inning. Right-hand hitter, now batting 194. Rudy with a hand injury last year, hurt his leg this year. Just unable to get started. The pitch to him. Swing and a miss, strike 1. I see Oakland has scored. Baltimore leads 3-1. They're in the 4th inning in Baltimore. White Sox beat Kansas City 6-1. Chicago has won now 18 out of 21. 0-1 pitch. Foul. Back. Strike 2. Guidry fired the fastball. Rudy had a big cut and just got a little piece of it. No balls, 2 strikes. Runners 1st and 3rd, 2 away, and the Yankees are leading 1-0 in the 3rd inning. And now listen to the crowd again with a 2-strike count on the hitter. 0-2 pitch. Did he go? He checked it in time. Ball and 2 strikes. Almost struck him out on a low inside pitch, but Rudy held off just in time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the crowd again. They build up to every 2-strike pitch. Struck him out. That is 6 for Guidry, and at the end of 2.5, it's the Yankees 1, the Angels nothing.
I hope you're enjoying Ron Guidry's dominating performance from 1978 here on Yankee Classics. Throughout that season, with fellow starters Don Gullett and Andy Messersmith and Catfish Hunter battling injuries, the Yankees turned to Guidry to keep them afloat all season long, and despite the added pressure, Guidry remembers that game that we're showing tonight more for how much fun he had than for what he accomplished.
That's not the greatest game, I think, as a pitcher I ever pitched. It was probably the most fun I ever had because you don't get too many times where you can actually stand up on the mound and have fun. And at the time, I was the only pitcher that was really healthy and able to pitch every 5 days. So I knew that my team was looking at me to stop another losing streak because we had lost the 2 games before that. So I was more concerned about winning the game.
Yankees leading 4-0 here in the top of the 4th. They have 4 runs on 8 base hits. The Angels no runs on 3. And Don Baylor will lead off against Ron Guidry here in the top half of the 4th inning. Baylor's been up once, walked, and stole his 7th base. Takes a fastball, a called strike. Guidry, with his 6 strikeouts so far, has a total of 92 on the year in 106 innings of pitching. Fastball is low. It's 1-1. Baylor batting at .247, 16 home runs, 41 runs batted in. Bats right-handed. White playing him deep and left. Guidry rocks and deals a 1-1 pitch. Swung on, hit foul down the right side, slicing, and it'll go in the seats. 1-2. It'll be Baylor, Jackson, and Merv Retman, all right-handed batters against Ron Guidry in the 4th inning. Only one left-handed batter in this California Angel lineup tonight. That's center fielder Rick Miller. Lyman Bostock out of the lineup with a sore shoulder. Those fans start clapping for a strikeout. Here's the 1-2 to Baylor. High fastball, 2-2. That puts a lot of pressure on this young left-hander, Fran. Fans clapping for a strikeout.
It certainly does, Bill.
2-2 pitch. Swung on a miss. Get it. 7 strikeouts for Guidry, and there's 1 away.
Obviously good under pressure. Obviously good under pressure.
Well, so far, 7 strikeout for Guidry. Here's Ron Jackson, the 3rd baseman. He's been up once, fly to center field. Guidry pitches from the left side of the pitching rubber as we look down. Swing and a miss by Jackson. For the 3rd base side, leaves just a little room for his right foot as he stands in looking for a sign. Stands straight up like a tin soldier getting his sign. Now he rocks a 1-strike pitch. Fastball, a called strike 2. Ron seemed to be a little tentative the first couple of innings. He might have been a little nervous, but he's really taken over the last 2 innings. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Swung on, missed. 8 strikeouts for Guidry and they're 2 out. So Ron Guidry has now struck out 8. And we're still in the 4th inning. And the batter is Merv Retman, the right fielder. Retman has been up once, fly to center. Retman stands deep in the box, has a slightly closed stance, feet not too far apart. First pitch to him. Breaking ball is swung on and missed. Retman looking for that heater and got the swerve. No balls in the strike. The Yankees leading 4-0, playing the top of the 4th here at Yankee Stadium. Their ace, Ron Guidry, on the mound. And the 1-strike pitch to Retman. Low, 1-1. Fans don't like balls called here. They want everything to be a strike. Guidry off to the fastest start of a Yankee since 1960 when Jim Coates went off 9-0. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Got a little piece of it held by Munson. 1-2. Whitey Ford went off 7-0 in 1953. Let's be fair. A little louder this time. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Redmond. Guidry has struck out the side. That's his ninth strikeout, and the side is retired. After 3.5 innings of play, the Yankees 4, the Angels nothing. Brian Doyle will lead off for the New York Yankees. The bottom of the fourth. The Yankees leading 4-0. His last time up, Doyle picked up his first Major League base hit. A single to right field. Angels threw the ball in, and Doyle will put it in his trophy case. He's 1 for 9 now as a Yankee, and takes a strike from Ken Brett. Brett relieved Paul Hartzell, the California Angel starter, in the last inning. Line, base hit right field. Over toward the line, Redmond, and Doyle will hold at first base. Brian Doyle picks up base hit number 2. He's now 2 for 10. Leading off in the fourth for the Yankees. And that'll bring on Roy White, the switch-hitting left fielder. White has singled and scored. He's also bounced to second, so he's 1 for 2. Roy now batting at .253. Set by Brett. Pitch to White. He squares, takes outside. White was going to bunt, but got the bat back. 1 ball and no strikes. Rudy had held Doyle at first base and released and charged. The third baseman, Ron Jackson, is even with the bag there as Brett sets. And goes to first base. Have got him picked off. Throw the second is in time. And the shortstop, Dave Chalk, puts a tag on Doyle. That must have been a hit and run on. Brett going behind Doyle. Doyle moving towards second a little bit too soon. And they call that a caught stealing. 1-3-6. I call it a pickoff. 1-0 pitch to White. Popped up right side. Going back is the second baseman coming on the right fielder, Redmond. Redmond's there and makes a catch in short right. 2 outs. Here's Thurman Munson, the Yankee catcher, who's 2 for 2. Both singles, both to right field. He's also scored a run. Munson now batting at .282. Yankees lead 4-0. They scored a run in the bottom of the first, added 3 more. Bottom of the last inning, the third inning. Gary Thomason, one of the newest of the Yankees, has driven in 2 runs with a single and a triple. As Munson takes outside, ball 1. Thomason has also scored a run. .1-0 to Munson. Breaking ball lifted to right field. Right there is Merv Redmond. Makes a catch, and the side is retired. No runs, a base hit, nobody left. Through 4. The Yankees 4, the Angels nothing.
With 4 innings of play, it's the Yankees 4, the Angels nothing. Bill?
All right, Fran. Stepping in is Brian Downing, the catcher for the California Angels, leading off here in the top of the 5th. Guidry's first pitch is outside, ball 1. Ron Guidry has struck out the side twice in this ball game. He did it in the third inning, sandwiched between a couple of singles, and also last inning. 1-0 pitch. Downing hits it foul, upper deck right side. 1-1. Downing struck out back in the second. Guidry's already struck out every Angel except Dave Chalk, the shortstop. Here's a 1-1 to Downing. Fastball misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. And he's gotten Rudy twice. Here's a 2-1. Inside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike on Brian Downing. Guidry's 3-1 delivery. Swung on, fouled off, straight back. 3-2. And the fans once again start putting their hands together, making a little noise. Here's the payoff pitch. Inside, ball four. Cut it a little bit too much. Ron trying to throw that slider. Came across that slider too much. It was down and in. So Downing on at first base.
Bill, obviously Guidry going for the strikeout right there, throwing the slider 3-2 and staying away from the fastball.
Here's Ike Hampton, who struck out in the third, a right-handed batter. Chambliss playing behind Downing at first base. The curveball is high. 1-0.
In Baltimore, that young Mike Morgan was knocked out of the ball game in the 5th inning. Baltimore 5, Oakland 1 after 6 innings of play.
The 1-0 called strike on the inside corner, 1-1. Baltimore just 1/2 game behind the Yankees. Now the set. 1-1 to Hampton. Low, 2-1. Baltimore and Milwaukee playing good baseball. The Brewers on a streak. Now Guidry sets. 2-1 pitch. Called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ike Hampton. He was looking for the fastball but couldn't pull the trigger. Going to get Guidry some air plugs. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and fouled off upper deck right side. A lot of pressure to put on a kid to have to strike out everybody.
He's become a very exciting pitcher. Obviously, the fans are reacting to every pitch here.
Guidry bends forward, gets his sign. Now he's straight. Almost balked. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Got him with a high fastball. 1 away. Strikeout number 10 for Ron Guidry.
And Bill, some fans here tonight have a sign, Louisiana Lightning. Ron will run them out of town.
Well, that's one of the names that a young lady sent in. Looking for a nickname for Ron Guidry. Players called him Gator. She sent in also the Crafty Cajun. Louisiana Lightning and one other name I forget.
Of course, the opposing hitters call him Sir.
Batter now is Bobby Grich, who has doubled and struck out. Too high to Grich. Ball 1. Yankees lead 4-0. Chambliss behind Downing at first base with 1 away. 5th inning. Fastball swung on and missed. Ball and the strike on Bobby Grich. Yankees play everybody more or less straight away when Ron Guidry pitches. They don't feel that anyone will pull him. Here's a 1-1 to Grich. Swung on, fouled back up against the screen. A ball and 2 strikes. Yankees have 4 runs on 9 base hits. The Angels no runs on 3. A double by Grich in the first. Singles by Miller and Chalk in the third. 1-2. Call strike 3. Starting looking. And Bobby Grich is called out for out number 2. 11 strikeouts to Ron Guidry. Well, Louisiana Lightning just struck.
Bill, these people are getting what they came out to see tonight.
Here's Rick Miller, who was struck out in singles, a left-handed hitter. You ever hear of Satchel Paige?
Everybody's heard of Satchel Paige.
I understand Paige used to sit his outfielders down when he pitched. Pitch to Miller. Inside, ball 1.
Did you see the quiet Ron Guidry turned around, telling everybody, okay, sit down.
Downing off first base, 2 outs. Chambliss behind you as Guidry sets. 1-0 to Miller. Swung on in on the ground to shortstop. Stanley has it. Underhand toss to Doyle. They get to fourth and second base, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, a walk, and a man left. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. The Yankees 4, the Angels nothing.
You're watching the Yes Network, the home of champions.
On July 11th, Billy Martin will be going to San Diego for the All-Star game. He'd like to take along with him some Yankees. On the ballot, they have Chris Chambliss at first, Willie Randolph at second, Bucky Dent at short, and Craig Nettles at third. In the outfield, Mickey Rivers and Reggie Jackson. Behind the plate, Thurman Munson.
All right, Fran, and Gary Thomason fouls the first pitch off, leading off against Ken Brett, bottom of the fifth. Yankees ahead 4-0. Thomason has singled and tripled. He scored a run. He's driven in 2.
And let's not forget their 300 hitter, Lou Piniella, is a good write-in candidate.
11 strikeouts in 4 of his last 6 games.
The 1-strike pitch to Thomason. Swung on and missed. No balls, 2 strikes. It'll be Thomason, Jackson, and Chambliss, all left-handed batters against the left-handed throwing Ken Brett. Paul Hartzell started. He lasted 2 1/3 innings. Fastball just misses outside, 1-2. Thomason 3 for 3 as a Yankee. A pinch hit last night. 2 for 2 here tonight. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. He strikes out. Let's take 5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Baseball Network. Here's Reggie Jackson, who has struck out, singled in a run, scored a run. Jackson now batting at .280. Pitch to him is down low, ball 1. On deck is Chris Chambliss. And the pitch. Slider on the outside corner, 1-1. Well, Guidry has 11 strikeouts so far in the ball game. The 4th time this year, Guidry has struck out 11. He has now struck out 11 men in 4 of his last 6 starts. Brett gets a new sign from Downing. Here's a 1-1 to Jackson. Outside. 2 balls and a strike. First time the Angels have seen Guidry so far this year. Fouled back by Jackson. And with 11 strikeouts, not too many of them have seen him yet. Grich has struck out twice. Miller once. Chalk has not struck out. Rudy's struck out twice. Baylor once. Jackson once. Rettenman once. Brian Downing once. And Ike Hampton twice. Tolles 11. 2-2. Swung on, fouled back by Jackson. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Dave Chalk will lead off for the California Angels in the top of the 6th. Which is hard to strike out Chalk. He hits up around the trademark. Here's a 2-2. Curveball's a called, strike 3. Reggie Jackson caught looking. 2 down. 2 straight strikeouts now for Ken Brett. Here's Chris Chambliss, who's flied to right field, popped to short. He's 0 for 2. Brett's first pitch to Chambliss. Fastball bounced up the middle. Bobby Grich threw him, base hit. Grich could not get to it. Well, you hate to see a pretty good ball player laid up by injuries. Bobby Grich, obviously, Fran Healy, cannot bend as well as, nor can he move as well as he used to.
He said that his back still bothers him late in the game or if it's a doubleheader, so he will usually leave the ball game once it starts to act up on him. Of course, he had a disc operation.
Chambliss picks up the Yankees' 10th base hit. He's at first base with 2 outs. Here's Greg Nettles, who's popped the 3rd, singled in a run. Nettles now with 30 runs batted in. Yankees getting good production. Munson has 29 RBIs. Jackson 38. Chambliss 35. Nettles 30. Curveball is inside on Gray. The guy, I think, really getting a great RBI per hit ratio, Jim Spencer. 24 base hits, 20 runs batted in. Nettles checks the swing, pops it to 3rd, in foul territory. The 3rd baseman, Ron Jackson, makes a play. Sides retired. At the end of 5, the Yankees 4, the Angels nothing. Now Dave Chalk leading off against Ron Guidry in the top of the 6th, and the first pitch is too high, ball 1. Chalk, the only Angel who has not been struck out by Guidry. And he takes a strike. It's 1-1. We mentioned earlier, Chalk chokes way up on the bat. He's got about 20-25 inches of hitting area. 1-1 to him. Called strike 2, ball and 2 strikes.
Phil, I talked to him before the game. He said the reason he chokes up so much, it makes it easier to hit the ball the other way.
Here's a 1-2 to Chalk. Breaking ball is swung on and missed. Guidry has now struck out every Angel in the batting order. That's his 12th strikeout, and that's a new record for the young left-hander. A new career high in strikeouts for Ron Guidry, an even dozen. That gives him 98 on the year. Nolan Ryan doesn't hurry but get back in there. Guidry might pass him. Joe Rudi, the batter. He struck out twice and takes a strike. Yankees ahead 4-0 in the top of the 6th. 1 out, nobody on. Guidry's 1-strike pitch to Rudi. Fastball is fouled off. That got Mutson on a mask. 2 strikes. Guidry struck out the side in the 3rd inning. He struck out the side in the 4th. Struck out 2 in the 5th. Also struck out 2 in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd for a total of 12. And the fans once again giving Guidry a hand. They're standing out in right field. 2-strike pitch. Fouled back. Rudi went after a bad pitch away and got a piece of it. Fouled it back up against the screen. Greg Pender, the Yankee bat boy, goes and picks up the baseball. The count remains no balls. 2 strikes on Rudi. Kneeling on deck is Don Baylor, the left fielder. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Swung on and missed. Rudi goes down swinging. 13 strikeouts for Ron Guidry.
And he just got Joe Rudi for the 3rd time. A real good hitter and a contact hitter. Puts the ball in play.
Here's Baylor. And the fans are giving Ron Guidry a standing ovation as the board has put up a new career high. 13 strikeouts for Ron Guidry. And he still has 3 1/3 innings left to pitch. Baylor takes high, ball 1. Here's a 1-0 to Baylor. Too high, 2 balls, no strikes. Here's a 2-0 to Baylor. Too high, ball 3.
Bill, Rudy May was the last Yankee to strike out 13 batters in one ball game, and that was in 1974.
3-0 pitch. Baylor takes it right in there, called strike. Rudy May departed for Baltimore and then for Montreal. Rudy did it with curveballs.
He certainly did.
3-1 to Baylor. Swung on and fouled off way down the right side. Not a play. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Don Baylor. And once again, listen to the fans. Payoff pitch to Baylor. Swung on and missed. Got him with a breaking ball. Guidry strikes out the side for the 3rd time in the ball game. Strikeout number 14. At the end of 5 1/2, the Yankees 4, the Angels nothing. Jim Spencer leading off against Ken Brett. Hits on a ground through right side, base hit. Spencer jumping on Brett's first pitch. And Jim's picked up his first base hit here in the ball game. And that'll bring on Fred Stanley. The Yankees leading 4-0, playing the bottom of the 6th. So Yankees' 3rd base hit off Ken Brett since he came on in the 3rd inning, relieving starter Paul Hartzell. 14 strikeouts for Ron Guidry. He has struck out the side 3 times in this ball game. Here's a set by Brett. And the pitch to Stanley. He squares and takes low, ball 1. 9-inning strikeout record. Nolan Ryan, 19. Ryan might be watching this ball game. Now the set. Throw the first base, and Spencer gets back. Stanley has bounced to second and flied to left. He's 0 for 2. The pitch. Hit and run. Bounce to shortstop. Chalk backhands. Has only one play. The first base in time. Yankees going to the hit and run, and had they not done that, it would have been a double play. But Chalk got in the hole and made a strong throw to Joe Rudy for the first out. Moving on to second base is Jim Spencer.
So American League scores: Boston 5, Seattle 4. A final in Boston. Boston scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th to come back and beat the Seattle Mariners. Milwaukee 4, Cleveland 3. A 12-inning ball game in Cleveland. Winning pitcher Bill Castro, losing pitcher Klein.
Here's Brian Doyle. It's one on the ground of one hopper to Rudy. He'll take it himself, and Spencer will have to hold at second base. 2 outs.
Bill, with the victory today, Boston now 45-19, and at home 24-8.
They've been mashing. Here's Roy White. Spencer down at second base, 2 men out. Bottom of the 6th. White has singled and scored. He's bounced to second. He's flied to right field. He's 1 for 3. Switch hitter in right-handed. Brett sets. Pitch to White. Called strike. Hartzell, the starter, went 2 1/3, gave up 4 runs on 8 hits. Didn't walk anybody. He struck out 1. And he's a pitcher of record. 1 strike pitch to White. Swung on, hit in the air to left field. Baylor right there, backing up a couple of steps and puts it away, and the side is retired. No runs, a base hit, a man left at the end of 6. The Yankees 4, the Angels nothing.
Top of the 7th, Yankees 4, Angels nothing. Ron Guidry with 14 strikeouts, and here's Phil Rizzuto.
All right, Fran, and Ron Jackson takes a strike. Jackson has flied to center and struck out. The fans can't wait for the Yankees to make out and get Guidry back on the mound. They're going bananas over there. I'm telling you. Never heard. They're all going to be hoarse tomorrow. Strike 2. You know, they are swinging at balls that are way out of the strike zone. His ball is really dipping tonight.
And there's some balls in the strike zone they're missing by quite a bit. He has to be the most exciting pitcher in baseball today.
Listen to this crowd. They're unbelievable. Line to right, but Jackson's there, and Reggie, oh, he had trouble with the lights. And that can happen on low line drives. Merv Rettenman has flied to center and struck out. Guidry has struck out every Angel at least once. Low ball 1. Two balls, no strikes. Guidry has allowed 3 hits, no runs. And as Fran told you, he struck out 14. He kicks, delivers, down low, ball 3, 3-0. Wouldn't be surprised to hear the fans start booing Guidry if he doesn't strike this guy out. 3-0. Here it is. Strike 1. Rettenman would love to have swung at that one. That was the slowest pitch Guidry's thrown all night. On deck, Brian Downing. The 3-1 pitch. Strike 2. Rettenman trying to work his way on with a base on balls, jumping around. Full count, and once again the crowd comes alive. Here it is. Bounces it to third. Boy, how quiet the crowd gets. Nettles throws him out. Brian Downing is struck out and walked. Ball one. Foul tip. 1-1. Guidry winds, and a foul in the upper deck out of play.
And now 20 seconds for our local stations to identify themselves.
The count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 men out, nobody on. Top of the 7th, Yanks in front 4-0. Guidry winds. And the pitch. Struck him out. Holy cow, number 15. 3 up, 3 down. At the end of 6.5, Yankees 4, Angels nothing.
You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Ron Guidry's 15 strikeouts tonight tie him with Bob Sharkey, who struck out 15 September 27, 1919. Phil, were you playing in that ball game?
No, I wish I were, though. I tell you, you love to play behind a pitcher like that.
Gets
it's an
the
easy
ball.
day in the field. You get very few chances.
And Whitey Ford struck out 15 April 22nd, 1959 in an extra inning ball game.
All right. Thurman Munson is 2 for 3 tonight. Swings and misses, strike 1. Thurman single to right field twice and fly to right field. He has scored a run. Yanks lead 4-0. Ken Brett kicks and delivers low and away, 1-1. I tell you, I might have seen that ball game. My uncle used to take me to Yankee games. Little low, 2-1.
1919. It's a long time.
Certainly is. The 2-1 pitch. Line to right center field, going over there, Redmond. And one hands it on the dead run. Munson hit a bullet. Looked like it was going to go up the alley, but it curved back to Redmond.
Phil,
One out.
Thurman's starting to hit the ball hard to right field. It could be an indication that he's going to start swinging the bat the way he swung it the last 3 seasons.
And he's got to go to right field to get over 300. Here's a guy that really broke in with a bang as a Yankee. He had 3 hits his first 3 times up. Pinch hit a single last night. Singled his first time up, tripled his second time up, but then struck out his 3rd time up. And takes it low, ball 1. Gary Thomason. He has driven in 2 runs and scored a run tonight. Brett winds, and the fastball is in there, 1-1. On deck, Reggie Jackson. The 1-1 pitch is right in there, strike 2. The pitch, curve, he held up, and it's just outside, 2-2. That's the pitch he struck him out on last time up. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Another curve, just fouled it off the end of the bat, right in the Angel dugout and out again. Hit the back wall. Dick Hauser picks it up. Flips it to the Angel bat boy. Nice uniform on with BB in the back. Brett winds, and the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Second time he has gotten Thomason. And now Reggie Jackson. Reggie struck out, singled to drive in a run, later scored, and then struck out again. He's 1 for 3, batting .279. 2 out, nobody on. Pitch is outside, ball 1.
Phil, a score from Texas. Texas Rangers 5, Toronto 1 after 3.5 innings.
Or look out. Pitch got away from him over Reggie's head, back to the screen. 2-0. I tell you, that American League West race is really something. Kansas City beaten by the White Sox today. California just a game and a half behind. And Chicago now just 2.5 behind. And Texas can come within 2 if they win that ball game tonight. The pitch, curve. Oh, man, he got away with a hanging curveball that Reggie swung at and missed. Two balls and a strike. Fouled off the end of the bat. 2-2. In the background, you can hear Mickey Morabito, our public relations general, giving statistics. Lot of trivia. Lots of trivia. Because Guidry tonight is going to set the record for strikeouts in a game, and we forget all the other records. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Just missed. 3-2.
Phil, you were talking about that American League West, the Chicago White Sox. When the Yankees were out there, the White Sox were 10 games out of first place.
Right. The payoff pitch. Swinging a foul back off the screen. 3-2. 2 out. Yanks 4. Angels nothing. Bottom of the 7th. Turned out to be a beautiful night after the weathermen fouled up again. Struck him out. Oh, Brett has 4 strikeouts. He struck out Thomason twice and Jackson twice. 3 up, 3 down. End of 7. Yankees 4, Angels nothing.
Well, welcome back to Yankee Classics. Ron Guidry returned to the dugout after the 7th, just 4 strikeouts away from joining Nolan Ryan, Tom Seaver, and Steve Carlton as the only pitchers to strike out 19 in a major league game. Battery mate Thurman Munson realized they were approaching history.
I remember he told me, he said, look, he said, you have 15. He said, and we have a couple of more innings. He says, we need to try to go for the record. I said, I tell you what. I said, I'm not going to worry about the record the next inning. I said, there's 3 tough hitters coming up. I want to make the best pitches to get them out. I said, if we're close in the 9th inning, then you can call pitches and we'll go for it. But I said, don't call them next inning.
Mike Hampton leading off takes a strike on the first pitch from Guidry. Hampton has been up twice, struck out both times. Guidry winds his pitch, swing and a miss. Yes, he went at it. Right 2, and we'll pause 5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Radio Network. This crowd is not going to be able to talk tonight. Listen to them. The 2-strike pitch. Oh, foul tip. He just got a piece of it. Would have been called strike 3, Fran. Just couldn't get the bat out of the way. Still nothing in 2. And listen to the roar. The kick. The pitch. Strike 3! Holy cow, that's number 16 for Guidry. Again for Guidry, and he has set the Yankees strikeout record.
Throwing unbelievable tonight. Phil, good fastball, overpowering fastball, and a great hard-breaking slider, which he's throwing knee-high to most of these batters with the Angels.
All right, Bobby Grich doubled and struck out twice. Foul upstairs, strike 1.
Phil, I've never seen a crowd react to a pitcher like this, and I caught 2 no-hitters.
No, that's true. They are really alive and a good crowd tonight. Little high, 1-1. Guidry winds. And just outside, Munson held the ball there. Thought he had nicked the corner. 2 balls and a strike. 1 out, nobody on. Yanks 4, Angels nothing. Top of the 8th. Foul back off the screen, went through the screen. And a very alert fan caught that ball. I've seen people get hurt that way. You don't figure a ball to come through the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Guidry into the windup. The pitch. Ooh. Oh, how did he lay off that breaking pitch? Just missed 3-2. All right, Guidry ready again. The pitch. Fly ball. He just tried to protect the plate. Jackson backing up. Is there. Makes the catch. 2 men are out. I'd say that this is not what you'd call a laugher because the Yankees are leading only 4-0. But this crowd's so excited about Guidry's performance.
I'm sure the ball players have in the back of their mind that the strikeouts are nice, but they want to win this ball game because Boston won their ball game today 5-4 over Seattle.
Right. Rick Miller, a struck out single, bounced to short. And a slider is in there. Strike 1 called. Miller thought the pitch was a little high. Guidry's got that radar ball tonight going. Outfield not deep on Miller. He's not a power hitter. Sprays the ball around. Guidry winds. The pitch. Strike 2. Oh, here they go again. I'm going to let you listen. You'll know if it's a strikeout. Bounce. Listen, they're moaning. Brian Doyle throws him out. So 3 up, 3 down at the end of 7.5. Yankees 4, Angels nothing.
Chris Shambo steps in for the New York Yankees, and Phil, Ron Guidry at 16 strikeouts. If he strikes out the side in the 9th inning, has a chance to tie the Major League record by Nolan Ryan. Of course, Nolan Ryan is in the California Angel dugout, and I'm sure he's telling those batters, please put the bat on the ball.
All right. 19 for a 9-inning game, but an old buddy was Mr. Cheney struck. Well, Chambliss hits one deep to center, but Miller's back there under it and one hands it, one away. Greg Nettles about. I was talking about, what was his first name? Don?
I believe it was Don Cheney.
Yeah, it was Cheney against the Yankees in Washington. It's a swing and a miss, strike 1, but it was a long extra inning ball game. And he had around 22 strikeouts. The 1-strike pitch, strike 2. Brett with a good breaking ball tonight. Said he's pitched a fine game. It's been overlooked. Came on to relieve Hartzell in the 3rd inning, and Yankees have not scored off him. Foul, that'll be out of play, and back at 3rd, back into the seats. Yankees have had only 3 hits off Brett, and they have all been singles. Nothing in 2 on Nettles. 1 out. Yanks in front 4-0. Bottom of the 8th. The left-hander kicks, delivers low. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Of course, being a relief pitcher is a tough job. He might have come in a couple close ball games. Somebody gets a hit. The ball game's over. He's the losing pitcher, and this is all the manager remembers.
Right. Bouncing ball to second base. Gritch right there. Up and over to Rudy. There are 2 out.
Phil, how would you like to be Munson catching this ball game?
Yeah, I tell you, he's got to be alert because Guidry's ball is really moving.
Yes, it is. And, of course, he's going to take all the credit, as all catchers would.
Well, he's calling the pitches, right? Pitch to Spencer. Down low, ball 1. I said that Thurman's hand might be a little swollen tomorrow morning. Change up, hit high in the air to shallow right center, coming on Rettenman and Miller. And Miller, the center fielder, makes the catch. So the Yankees are out in order. And now at the end of 8, it's the Yankees 4 and the Angels nothing.
With the game still Guidry's main concern in the 8th, he struck out only 1 of 3 Angel batters. But Thurman, Munson, and Guidry took a much more aggressive approach in the 9th.
We got 3 outs, 3 Ks, ties the records we're going after. I said, okay, I said, I'll go for it. But I said, but don't forget, I got a shutout and we're winning. Let's concentrate. And I didn't really actually try to strike those guys out. They were just swinging and missing. It seemed like Every time I threw a fastball for a strike, it was like they took it because they were guessing something else.
Dave Chalk has hit to the box, singled, and struck out. Guidry's first pitch foul upstairs out of play, strike one. And a fan lost it, drops down the lower deck. The next pitch by Ron, foul upstairs out of play, strike two, and the crowd comes alive again. Here's the two-strike pitch, little bit low. Ooh, what a sharp breaking pitch that was. Plate umpire Ted Hendry dusts off home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The kick. The pitch, he got it! Number 17, holy cow! And Guidry keeps his record intact of having struck out at least one man in each of the 9 innings. And the Frisbees are floating out from the upper deck. There's a record-breaking one. Way out in right field. I love those Frisbees. Ball boy runs out to retrieve it.
Still, both Guidry's pitches, his fastball and his slider tonight, have been strikeout pitches for him.
Absolutely. Now, Joe Rudy has struck out all 3 times that he's been to the plate. 17 strikeouts. Pitch to Rudy, a little bit high, ball 1. The pitch fouled upstairs, out of play. That's strike 1.
Attendance tonight, 33,162.
Ron Guidry with a new baseball. He winds. Pitch foul back, strike 2. Been saying this all night. Strike 2 and then strike 3. Crowd clapping on their feet, yelling. You can call it again. Oh, it nicked Munson, a foul tip. Crowd thought he had missed it, but he just barely got a piece of it.
The ball hit Munson on the unprotected area of his right shoulder, his left shoulder.
I said he's so big, that chest protector doesn't protect all of that body. And he's been hit an awful lot this year. All right, again, the 1-2 pitch. Just barely got a piece of it, fouled it back to the screen. 17 strikeouts for Guidry in the ball game. And the noise builds up. This is unbelievable. He struck out Rudy 4 times, and now Don Vela has walked and struck out twice. Guidry winds. Line drive, base hit, left center field. Up with it is Blair. The crowd not happy, but they're also not sad because Guidry still has a chance to get this 19th strikeout. That's only the 4th hit off Guidry and the first hit since the 3rd inning. Ron Jackson has flied to center, struck out, line to right. Ground ball to third. Nettles, great play. Throw to second. Ball game's over. Ron Guidry being greeted by his teammates Strikeouts, although it was the final game of the World Series. What an exhibition by the Louisiana Lightning man. And the crowd on their feet, the final score, Yankees 4, Angels nothing.
Ron Guidry's Yankee record-setting 18 strikeout night left him undefeated at 11-0 with an ERA of 1.45. Guidry went on to win 25 games that year with only 3 losses to help the Yankees overtake Boston and win the pennant on that one-game playoff at Fenway Park. The young left-hander's success continued throughout the postseason to help make the 1978 Yankees world champions for the 2nd year in a row. That wraps up this edition of Yankee Classics. I'm John Sterling. Thanks for joining us.